it. I 100% recommend.
Yeah.
So, Najadamas, I'm gonna kick it to you because y'all know I'm long winded and I
Yeah.
have many opinions. But tell
Okay.
me, what did you think about the doc?
Sure, sure. Let me get my notes out because as I was watching it, I was just writing down a few things. So I'll go quickly, but I just want to say like overall, well, actually, okay. So when it started off, I guess it led off with her graduation, her kind of graduating, and I love that. I've always been obsessed with the fact that Megan Thee Stallion was in school while she was getting her career going, and that she actually completed school. I love that. I know the documentary could only be so long, but I wish she would have focused more on her journey in school because
Mm.
I don't think we've ever seen that, like a female rapper in school, displaying her journey, graduating. Like I wanted to see more of that because I'm like, that is so dope that that girl got her degree while she's in the middle of her rap career. Like she's literally the girl Drake's been rapping about because Drake always talking about girls in college and she's doing this and stripping for money, whatever. He always make like little songs about that kind of stuff. But I thought that was so dope. I wanted to see more of that, but I know she could only do it for so long. Um, Absolutely love seeing her with her mom. I At the beginning of her career, I knew her mom was around, but I feel like when I really got into Meg, her mom had already passed. So I loved seeing her and her mom. One thing that really, really touched me is her saying that she used to watch her mom write raps. She used to go to the studio with her mom. Her mom used to play music. She would be in the back seat. I love that because that was my life with my parents. They were not rappers, but they were so into hip hop heavy. And I don't know a single person on this earth. I don't know anybody who I can have a conversation with where they say they mom listened to rap music and their dad listened to rap music in the car. And I don't know anybody's mom who bought Death Certificate album. I don't know anybody's dad who bought the Chronic. Like my parents were heavy into rap, and it's like hearing her say she used to watch her mom. And so I just, like I said, my mom wasn't a rapper, but she was into rap heavy. She put me up on E40 in the Major Way album. Like my mom put me up on all these albums, Tupac, like my mom had all these albums. So it just felt good to see somebody say my mom was into hip hop too. So love that. Oh, another thing I love, her mother was talking to her about her breath control as she was rapping. Her mother was on the side giving her tips. Megan is known for her breath control. Did you ever breath control, not birth control? Did you ever see her tiny desk?
I did not watch her Tiny Death.
Amazing. She did it. That's the first tiny desk I ever saw was Meg, and she did
Mhm.
amazing. And the one thing people talked about in the comments was like, "Damn, Megan got the best breath control," because Megan says a lot of words in her bars, and she was so good on her tiny desk with her breath control that when I saw that she got that from her mom, I was like, "Man, thank you so much, mom, for teaching Meg that because that's kind of like something she's known for, right?" And as a rapper, it's hard. As a former rapper, it is very hard to keep your breath. That was my weakness on stage. That was like one of my downfalls is that I would get tired in the middle of rapping. Um, Watching her mom pass was extremely hard. I don't like to watch moms pass in movies. I don't like to watch parents pass in movies. I don't. So that part for me was hard. Paused it, cried, shed a tear. The Tory stuff. I hate that that happened because that was just like it was like such a moment in time that turned into what it turned into. She was hanging out with Tory Lanez. They had a really bad night. Now he's in jail. I hate all of that. You know what I'm saying? They were in a car arguing. She was like, I don't even know what we was arguing about. And I bet sometime during that argument she called him short. I bet you, no, I bet you any amount of money at some
She
time
probably
she
called
called
him a
him short.
leprechaun.
She called him a leprechaun. She called him short.
Leprechaun, you probably can't.
Oh
And there
yeah.
we go.
Oh yeah, she called
And
him some stuff. You can't know
yeah.
what that little eight, but calling
Mhm.
saying he had a little one is not true because no short guy has a little one. It's just not possible. There's no short guy working this earth with a little pee. It's not true. It's just not true. But she made short jokes, and I'm telling you, that's going guys don't like to be called short. They have that little man syndrome. They don't
Mhm.
like it, and that's why he shot her. that, that's not why that didn't happen. But no, so I just feel like that incident it went into so much. It was sad. It was hard to watch. I wish none of that happened. I wish she didn't get shot. I felt so bad that she said the George Floyd thing was going on. And so she felt like she had to protect him. I mean, this girl got a bullet in her foot and she's still trying to protect him.
How far would you go? Like, and I know obviously you're in a boot up situation,
Mhm.
but would you go that far to protect someone that you
In the
cared about,
moment?
just to make yeah, to make sure that nothing else happened to them.
In the moment, yeah. Yeah, in the moment I would, because what she said was true. We're in the middle. The tension in the world was crazy with black men getting shot, and she said it was during the George Floyd thing. Floyd
It
thing. It
was.
was,
Yeah.
you know. So she's thinking guns. In that moment, I got shot by somebody I know and like and whatever. Yeah, I probably would have lied too. On this, I probably wouldn't have said he just shot me. I don't think I would have did that either. Not in the moment. Not with the police coming, and it's sad she had to make that decision so quick and lie. Like that for me, I felt like that was sad.
The crazy thing about it, and then of course I'll get back to your opinions, is she
Mhm.
has been so consistent with saying that. And it's like no one is hearing her.
At
She didn't
all.
file the charges. The DA filed the charges.
Yeah. And so she never even filed the charges.
Hmm.
So another thing I want to say to your point about nobody believing her, and she said this in her documentary as well, which I found sad. She said that when you're sexual, you're free with your body, that no one feels like they're supposed to care about you, right? So because Megan Thee Stallion is sexual and who she is, it's easy to discredit her when she says some things like, he shot me. If that would have been somebody a little bit more reserved, if Erica Badu came out and was like, yo, this person shot me, we're going to believe E Badu, because why would she lie? You know what I'm saying? She covers herself up. But someone like Meg is, her credibility is different just because she shows her body more, which is judgmental, but hey, it is what it is. And she mentioned that, like, when you sexual, this and that, no one cares. They feel like they're not supposed to care about you. So I think that that's kind of sad. And then, actually, that's mostly what's on my list.
Okay.
Her going through it, her just being tired, her um I really admire her a lot. She's very strong. She went through a lot so fast. We saw it all wrapped up into 1 hour, the things that she was going through, and she definitely did come back more resilient than ever. And one thing I did notice is that she has a lot of music I've never heard, and she has a lot of videos I've never seen. So I never saw the SNL performance. It's a lot from her that I miss. I'm not sure I ever listened to a full Meg Thee Stallion album outside of Tina Snow.
Hmm.
So this has drawn me more to her, I would say. So overall, I know I said a lot, but I enjoyed the doc, and it let me connect with her in a way that I never have. She's always been one of my faves from, the new girlies. She's always been one of my faves at the top. I like it. I think it's worth seeing.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna piggyback on some of it
Mhm.
that you said. So first, I got into Make from my blog and my website. It was crazy. It's like 2019 when her mother did pass away. I guess that's when she started to get unfortunately mainstream because
Yeah.
her mom
Yeah.
passed away in 2019, and that's
Yeah.
when that's definitely when I had my blog and my podcast.
Yeah.
Then I always admired her because I was going to school at the same time. I remember when I would do my thing, I was like, "It's a hot nerd summer" instead of a hot girl
Yeah.
summer because I was in school, she was in school, and we was out here getting it. And I
She was
do,
promoting it. Like
yeah, and
Hot
I
Nerd Summer and Hot Nerd Fall or something. She was promoting
mhm.
Let's Go to School Girls. Okay.
And I like her definition of being a hottie because that's kind of how I try to live my life. If you guys know me in real life, no matter whatever I think about or how I may feel about a situation, I'm always going to be nice and kind
Mhm.
because kindness is always going to overrule everything. And I kind of like that. And I do. We were talking about her hosting the DMAs this year, and I was like, because of that dang on infectious ass personality she has.
Yeah, she
She
does.
has no matter what she's been through, I think she internalizes a lot.
Yeah.
That's why she was depleted at the end of the doc, but she gives out so much light. Now, with regards to the Tory stuff, and this is what I'll say, and I know mostly men watch it, and I want
Yeah.
y'all to hear me when I say it. I, I do know Megan is sexual, but I don't think it has nothing to do with sexual. It's because it was someone that they liked.
Yeah.
It's just like with R. Kelly. We
Yeah.
know what happened.
Yeah.
We know what happened. All of us was in our main audience, a lot of us was in high school, just listened and figured out what happened with him and Aaliyah, and we heard rumors. I had heard rumors of it. But then when he actually went to trial, we were like, oh, a lot of men were like, free R. Kelly, or what do you mean I can't listen to this R. Kelly song,
Yeah.
even though you know who this is? The same with Tory. I was
Yeah.
in a situation where somebody that was well liked in high school. I wasn't sexual and I was flat as a board, but something bad happened.
Mhm.
I didn't even say anything. I had a nightmare. My cousin told people same similar to Megan, and I was looked at the bad person because it got out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I say that to say it's and then it's the way that too, because people want to be, they don't want someone to go down, right? They do get
Yeah.
sad. Now girls are, because Chelsea didn't say nothing, but then we find out, he was doing witness intimidation. They couldn't find her bodyguard. One thing though, aside from that, I really wish she would have addressed her issues with Carl Crawford, because you did see some of those early interviews. Because again, that's when I had heard of her when she was signed to his, her
Yeah.
360
She
bill.
skipped
So
over
they
that.
had some of those early interviews, but she
Yeah.
never addressed it.
Yep.
And also, what struck me as odd is that because like there was a period when she was dating that Purdy guy,
Mhm. Yeah.
and she never talked about that.
She
I just
skipped
thought
over
that
that.
was interesting. It seemed like she made it seem like, oh, I was drinking, I was sexing,
Yep.
and I didn't have nobody in my corner, which wasn't 100% accurate.
Do you think she had people in her corner? That's something I noticed too after her mom died. Where's her family? It almost felt like Kanye. When your best friend dies, who's around you now?
I think now she's getting her trying to reestablish a relationship with her family. As you see, she was hanging out with her
I
cousins.
love
I
that.
don't
Yeah.
think she has true people. Like once we blow up, it's funny. I always, because I have a million sisters. If y'all ever see me on Instagram, I have a million sisters. Like I know I have my true family
Yeah.
to have there ain't no
Yeah.
infiltrating that kind of core. But for Megan, because it was her mom, and then obviously I didn't know her dad was in jail, but her relationship with her dad had been strained. You're just relying on outsiders to provide
Yeah.
you, and I used to think too, when she was driving the boat, making them drive the boat, I was
Yeah.
like, this ain't fun, because I'm gonna be honest, drinking ain't all that fun. Drinking is okay, but it
It
don't be fun like that.
it was all the time for her. She was always on like Instagram and like just have pouring liquor down her mouth. I remember we had like a little small New Year's Eve party, my brother, my sister-in-law, and all of us, and we were laughing like, "Let's drive the boat, let's drive the boat." You know what I'm saying? And we drove the boat for 20,000, so 2019 into 2020, and 2020 was a hell of a damn year. So I ain't driving no more boats
Mhm.
ever again because that was the curse for the 2020. But that was her vibe, all 2020,
Mhm.
2019, is pouring liquor down her mouth and pouring liquor down everybody else's mouth. I mean, she did
Y
address that. At least she didn't ignore that. She realized what was going
Yeah,
on.
and sometimes it takes time, because that's how we act out, right? Sexually, through
Yeah.
alcohol. I do think, I mean, I've always thought she was a great rapper, but I really think, especially with her newest release that came out, I feel like she's really in her bag
Mhm.
now, and I feel like she's embracing herself. Especially, like, I like her Tina Snow personality off of Pimp
Yeah.
C. Like, I really enjoyed that side of Meg better than her just trying to, like she said, just trying to do something, hoping that it sticks to the walls. I like her
Yeah.
just being, be who you are. And
Be who you
but I
are.
did enjoy it though, very, very, very much. Let me fix my light if y'all see me looking over to the sides, because
We
my
see
light.
you, you look good. So you did enjoy the doc. I know I wanted to say really, really quickly is I remember when I first heard of Meg,
Mhm.
South by Southwest. Are you familiar with South by
Mhm.
Southwest? Okay, it's in Austin every year. She came the one year that I decided not to go to South by because I had just moved into a home and it was just too hectic. And I remember my friend came over to my house and she was like, um there's always one person who just dominates South by. Like they're a new person, but they're the ones who people are talking about the most. They're the talk of the town. And she came over, she was like, there's this new girl out, Megan Thee Stallion. She was like, she was everywhere at South by. And she showed me her video and it was the big old freak video. And I was like, who is she? Had a lot of red hair. I was like, who is this girl? I was like, oh, I think I've heard of her before. Like this is how new she was. And I feel like after South by, I kept hearing about her and hearing about her and hearing about her. And even she said on an older interview, once she did South by Southwest is when she noticed that she started to blow up because most people blow up after they do South by. So I just wanted to mention that. Like that's the first time I heard of her is from when she came to Austin and I'm mad that I missed her.
I'm mad at, well, I'm mad I'm not in Austin because I've been invited a million times because
Hmm.
when I'm always vacation, I collect friends because I'm so dope.
Yeah.
But I never take, only let's say you live in New York. If you live in New York and you're my friend and you want to be my friend, I'm gonna go visit you. But if you be like, oh, let's go to Austin, I'm like, oh, well, let me go, and then I'm not gonna go. I don't know why, but I never
Yeah.
went. And I was invited, so I would have loved to see her. And the only thing I did like, I thought was really touching, how her mom was telling her to twerk more. My mom would never.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mom, my mom is a supportive mom, but she would.
Yeah, she
My
was
mom
like,
would never.
"Twerk more." She was like,
Yeah.
"You can twerk better than that. You can do better than that." Because her mom is a little younger, right? I think the age
Mhm.
difference is, you know what I'm saying? And plus, her mom was a rapper herself. Her mom knows what it takes to be a star. So she said that, like, my mom wasn't like a taking pictures like a mom. She was getting angles. You know, and man, I just it's the difference in an artist when when their parent dies. We've seen it with Kanye and with her. I just hate that her mom died right when she was taking off. I know she wanted her mom to be there. That was hard to watch.
I mean, yeah, even my favorite artists. I remember that's, to be honest, if y'all notice of a changing point in how Nas tours and how his albums drop, it's because his
Yeah.
mom passed away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because ever since then, it's like it can make or break. Broke, unfortunately, Kanye, but it can make you into something different, and you wild out. Um, Now, what else? What else we got?